good morning. What a beautiful day. Hey, Dylan. So happy to see you. I bet you are. Good morning. Hi. Hi. Just taking it all in. Let's get on our feet on this breezy, beautiful Saturday. Hey, John. Good morning. You gonna practice with us today? Okay, cool. I love that. Let's start at the back of the mat. We're gonna ease in. Open your feet out wide to the corners. Soften into your knees. So you feel a little heaviness go into your heels. So you actually feel like you're standing in your feet. And then just take a deep breath. Reach both arms way up. Like that best morning stretch you ever took. Let's hook our thumbs together, spread the fingers, but keep the knees a little bit soft. So we're sitting down and reaching up. And you can kind of feel that mostly in the rib cage. Even the tailbone can draw down a little bit. And then take a little stretch over to your right. Yeah. Like I never know which one I should go with. Just go right. That looks good. So we're still a little heavy in the heels, tailbone still drawing down, but stretching up and out of that. And then we come to center. Let's switch the hooking of the thumbs and just do the same to the other side. So there's a slight amount of pulling down in the body and an amount of reaching up in the body. Yep. And then come to center. Let's fold right over, all the way in. Let your chest fold towards your knees. You can keep the knees a little soft. And let your head down. Yeah, let the back of the neck lengthen. Let your spine start to feel the effects of gravity. And we still have lots of people settling in. So we're just going to take our time with this opening. Let's keep those knees soft. Pull the belly button into the spine. Draw the chin to the chest and really slowly start to roll up like a rag doll. Take it up one vertebra at a time. Let the arms and head hang. And then eventually lift your shoulders towards your ears and roll the shoulders back. Good. A little dramatic here. Let's roll the shoulders up and forward. And then drop the chin and start to roll back down. I'm going to do that a couple of times. Yeah, pull the belly in, take your time, roll up slowly, one vertebra at a time. Let's inhale as we rise, lift the shoulders toward the ears, roll them back, and then lift them up again, roll them forward, and exhale all the way down. Just moving and breathing, yeah, feeling into the body, where is the tension? One more round, inhale as we rise, like we float to the surface, kind of like a bubble. Lungs fill. Shoulders roll up and back, and then shoulders roll up and forward. Last time into that forward fold. Nicely done, everyone. Let's look up and lengthen just halfway. Now come to a flat back. Notice the difference, and exhale, fold with the flat back. We'll do two more of those. Inhale, lift halfway, draw the chest out, and then exhale, fold. I like it. Last time, inhale, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, fold. Good. With a flat back, we rise this time. Head up, chest up. You can feel the difference. There's like a hinge at your hips. Take both arms all the way up, touch the palms, and bring them into heart center. Good. Inhale, arms reach. We're going to move on. Exhale, forward fold. This time, lengthen and lift on your inhale, but walk it out into plank pose. We come into a upper push-up position, hands under shoulders, a good bend in the toes. Get lots of lift in the knees and the belly button. So there's like a buoyancy and a lift in your body. Keep the gaze slightly forward so the head doesn't feel heavy. Let's take one more breath and then slowly lower. Take it all the way onto the belly. Good. Inhale for Cobra Pose. Cobra's a little back bend. So be gentle with your spine. The elbows stay bent here. So bend the elbows, keep your hands on the mat, squeeze the elbows toward each other, and start feeling the work in the upper back. Can you squeeze your shoulder blades back? Yes. Now lift your hands 1 inch. That'll keep you honest. press into the tops of your feet, lengthen back through your legs. See if you can push the pubis bone and the hip bones down and get a little more lift from the strength in your back body. Yeah, now the hands can touch back down and just gently enhance the work. Just gently, yeah. So that's as much as you're gonna do in Cobra. That should feel pretty good. And then exhale, release. Let's go to downward facing dog. It's our first down dog of the morning. So come to it with a curiosity. Don't come to it with an expectation. We want to try to be like an upside down V. So the hips are high, but the hands and the feet are working the mat. They're kind of low, they're pushing. The more we push down, the more we create space. So as your hands push, your hips might be able to rise higher. As your hips rise, you might be able to sink your heels a little lower. Yeah, so always looking for ways to make space in the body. All right, one more breath. Let's look at our hands and just walk our feet right up to the top of the mat. Feet come together. Now lift halfway, inhale. That might feel a little different. Exhale and fold. It might be a little tighter in the legs. Again, with a flat back, we rise. Head up, chest up. Arms start to reach high. Let's touch the palms and then pull that right into the heart. Surya A. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the in-breath. We're going to keep flowing. On the exhale, both feet go back and you lower down. Take it right onto the belly. On your inhale, you do Cobra. Don't rush. Exhale, find your way back to downward facing dog. So that little sequence is something we use a lot when I say take your flow or do a Vinyasa or Surya Namaskar A. That all means the same thing. It means what we just did. Now there's lots of ways to modify, so if you ever don't feel up to taking another one, you just skip it. We call that no yasa. Let your head down and lift your hips higher. So, and head down. Yeah, so does that make sense? Yeah, a little bit easier on the neck. Look towards your navel. That's where the gaze would be, yes. Let's take one last breath here. And then just look at the hands. We'll walk our feet up to the top of the mat. Bring the feet together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. All right, bend your knees, chair pose. Just building a little bit of heat. I see you, Eduardo, back there. Sit nice and deep. Remember that feeling of sitting into the heels? That's how we started today. Always a sense of grounding. Sitting into the mat. When we feel our feet on the ground, there is this feeling of like, I am here. So try not to lift and spread the toes. Try to ground each one of those 10 toes. Let's push through the footprints and come all the way up to standing. You could even take a little back bend here if it feels good. And then exhale, bring your hands right to the heart. We're gonna do that sun salutation again. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Step it back to plank and lower. Same exhale, all the way down. Inhale for Cobra. And then exhale, down dog. I think we're starting to get it. All right. Take a few breaths. Maybe bend the right knee so you can give the left leg a little extra stretch. And then switch to the other side. Let's push both legs back, take a breath. And then look forward, let's walk our feet right up to the top of the mat. I was hoping you were gonna look at me so I could tell you where to go. Lift halfway, inhale. Fold deeply, exhale. Flat back, let's rise all the way up. Push down to rise up, touch the palms, and then pull it right into the heart center. All right, inhale, arms reach again. Exhale, forward fold. We're gonna start to move other parts of the body. Inhale, lift halfway. Let's soften our knees and touch the mat with our hands. Right leg takes a step back. Please stay on the right toes. And then push that right hand down firmly and twist open to your left side. First spinal twist of the morning. Do it again with curiosity, without expectation. One of the things that really helps the spinal twist is a little bit of stability. So lift your right knee a little bit, feel a little lift in your hips, and then squeeze the outer hips together so you can get more turn out of your waistline. There you go. That's it. Take one more breath, draw your head back, get a little more length out of the chest, and then we'll take it down. Eyes down, hands down, step back to plank. Lower nice and slow. Inhale, Cobra Pose, moving through that flow, and then exhale right back to down dog. The muscles are starting to wake up. The blood flow is starting to happen. All right, one breath here. Let's make an exhale with a sound, like a little ah. Yeah, like as things start to stir, sometimes we need a release. Do it again. Big inhale, and then a little sigh. Ah, I got you up here. Look forward. And then slowly walk your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Now bend your knees, both feet are together if possible. If that hurts your back, of course, put a little space between the feet. But if it's not because of an exact reason, it just happened, then I'd prefer you place your feet purposefully together. Hands are going to come to heart center. We're going to take a counter twist to the right. Take your left elbow outside your right knee. Nicely done. Remember, you're using all 10 toes and sitting in the heels. Try to get your left elbow outside of your right knee. So think about that. Elbow, elbow to knee. Elbow to knee. Yeah, there you go. And you can push your elbow against your leg, and you can even push your leg out against your elbow so you get access to that waistline. Wow, they just keep coming. It's amazing. Let's take a forward fold and let it go. All right. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Rising with a flat back. Inhale all the way to standing. Reach the arms out and up. Let the palms touch. And then exhale, fold right back in. Lift and lengthen again. Inhale. Soften the knees, touch down so the left foot can take that step back. Stay on your left toes, root your left hand. Let's try our twist to the right side. Good. And remember, just like in the other one, we try to create some kind of foundation. So some of you look like you're heavy in your left hip, you're heavy in your left knee. I'm going to encourage you to lift your left knee and lift your left hip. Yes. Now squeeze the outer muscles a little bit of the hips so you can access your waistline. There you go. Good. Enjoy that. Take one more breath. And then eyes down, hands down. We step to plank and lower. Take it slow. Use your muscles, not momentum. Inhale for Cobra. It's a small back bend. And then exhale, down dog. All right. One good deep breath in. A little sigh, a little ah. Yeah. Let the head down. Yeah, let the head down. You want to look towards your navel. Imagine looking all the way up to your own belly button. That would put the crown of your head pointing toward the ground. Yes, so you get a little length in the back of your neck. Take one more breath here. And then look forward. Let's walk our feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway, feet together. And then exhale, fold. Bend your knees for chair pose. Here comes the counter twist. Hands to heart center, we twist to the left. Left elbow outside of the right knee. Find that push and pull. Find that relationship. Where the knee pushes out, the elbow pushes in. They meet each other perfectly, evenly. And then that gives you a little more access to your waistline. Draw the head back, get the chest open. And then we dive into a forward fold. Let it go. Good. Let's keep our feet together, but soften the knees. And one more time, just like a rag doll, just kind of roll it up. Reintegrate your body. Feel how the muscles can organize the bones. And then we come all the way to standing. Roll those shoulders back. Take a moment here. How are you feeling? Yeah, so far so good? All right, inhale, arms reach. Here we go. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the inhale. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Yes, it's another vinyasa. Inhale for Cobra Pose. Treat your spine well. Notice the strength in your back muscles. Exhale, come to down dog, and then step your right foot forward. Stay on your left toes. It's your first high crescent lunge. Arms reach high to the sky. Let your feet press down into the mat, but your legs pull into your hip socket so you feel some sense of stability under you. That's it. Reach a little higher out of your back ribs. So instead of letting the front ribs flare open, think about lifting the thumbs, lifting the back ribs, and drawing the tailbone down. I know that's subtle, but see if you can find space in the lower back. Take one more breath. And then we'll just place our hands down and step into down dog. Good. Skip all of the goodies in between. And know that you can do that anytime. Take one more breath. And then prepare for your high crescent on the other side. Left foot steps up, stay on your right toes. Rise up for that high crescent lunge. Yep, try to create that stability under you. The quality of your practice really depends on your presence. If we get swept away with all of the drama, if we start to pay attention to what everyone else is doing around us, we very often feel a little bit out of sorts. But if we really feel our feet on the ground, if we pay attention to our own breath, and we work on integrating in our own body, something happens. There's an alchemy. It's the blending of the breath and the movement, and the poses become steady and effortless. Imagine that everything I'm going to ask of you this morning could be steady and effortless. Take one more breath right here, and then take your flow. Actually, no, hands down and one big step back. We'll skip the vinyasa there, just in case some of our shoulders are getting a little bit beat up. Let's just give them a little bit of love right here. Let the head down, let the hips rise high. Now, if your head is already down, don't try to jam your chin to your chest. I'm talking to the people that their head is still lifted. And I understand in some cases, if you have vertigo or you have things, there's reasons why you don't put your head down. So sometimes it's mindless, sometimes it's mindful. So I'm just here to remind everybody. Take one last breath. And then look at your hands. Let's walk our feet to the top of the mat. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Fold deeply as you exhale. Good. Bend your knees, chair pose. And then stay in chair, but pull your hands to heart center. So we're still sitting kind of low. Now lift your right knee to your chest. Push down through your left foot, but pull that right knee up high. Good. Even lift the sole of your right foot away from the floor. Lift your toes up toward your knee. So flex the foot instead of point. Yes. And then take the sole of that foot back down and come to standing slowly. Good. Reach your arms up. Maybe take a little back bend. Feel the front of the hips open. And then hands return to heart center. Inhale, chair pose. When you're ready, arms reach, sit back into your hips. Feel both feet on the ground, and then be brave enough to lift the left one. Keep the sole of the left foot active. Keep the toes lifting up toward the knee toward the chest. So there's the sitting and lifting, both happening. We push down and we pull up at the same time because we can. Yep, sit down a little deeper. It's a chair pose, so we're sitting low. And then go ahead and put your foot back down and come to standing. Maybe take a little back bend there to open the hips. Yes, and then hands come to heart center. All right, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the in-breath. Let's put our fingertips down. See if we can be high on the fingertips. So even walk the hands a little forward of your feet, even if that means going off the mat. So you can get your legs a little bit straighter. And then lift your right leg behind you. Notice what that feels like. Try not to lift it too high. Don't go higher than your own hip. Just take the leg up and behind you. Now flex that foot. Create some action in the sole of the right foot, and then stay up high on your fingertips. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Right there. Hold there and bring your hands into prayer. Just testing the waters. You've got it. You got to stay active in the right leg. Fingertips return down. Bring that right foot down, no drama. And switch to the other side. Nothing fancy there. No contortion, just a simple moment of presence and to see if you can work on balance. Left leg rises. Hands come to heart center. Keep gazing forward. Everything we've been doing is in this action. Keep that little flex on the right foot so the sole of the foot feels alive and present. And then nice and simple, fingers down, feet down together. I could tell no one liked that. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Let's move on. Inhale, rise all the way to standing, flat back, reach your arms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Here we go. Inhale, arms reach. Let's move. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the in-breath. Now go to plank and lower on the exhale, just like we did before, coming back to what's familiar. Exhale, right back to downward facing dog. All right, right foot steps up, stay on your left toes. Nice and easy, come into high crescent lunge. We all seemed to like that earlier. Now bring your hands to heart center. Good, press into your palms, lean a little extra weight, ground into the right foot, and now float your left leg behind you. Yeah, we like it a little better that way. So we're on one leg, we are floating the left leg behind us. Now come to standing left knee to belly. Stand tall, pull that knee up high, and then begin to sit into the right leg, just like we were before. It's just like chair pose. Now cross your left leg over your right, knee over knee, and sit low enough that you feel your left toes on the mat. Sit low enough to get your left toes on the mat. Good, sweep your arms back behind you now. Lift the arms higher than your own body. The knees are crossed, so the legs are tight. The bottom leg pushes up, the top one presses down. They're integrating, working together. See if you can get those legs to touch all the way up through the knee and the inner thigh. Yeah, close those legs up. You'll feel so much more steady. There you go. Okay, sit a little deeper. And then see if you can pull left hip back and right hip forward. Integration. Arms start to sweep up. Slowly come to standing, lift left knee to belly. And then simply plant it back down on the ground. Stop that face you're making. Yes, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen. Go to plank and lower. You remember you can skip the vinyasa anytime, go right to down dog. If you like all the goodies in between, you refine your work every time. You pay a little more attention to the subtle details. Coming to the familiar helps us get better at it, not check out and check back in. Now, left foot's gonna step forward. Stay on your right toes. High crescent lunge, a simple start. Yep, I love that. Do that with integrity. Reach like you mean it. And then pull the hands to heart center. Left foot is forward. We're gonna come to warrior 3. We ground into the left foot and float the right one up behind us. Everyone seems a little happier here. Then we come to standing right knee to belly. Yeah, just pull that knee up high. Once you feel like you've got this, you can sit down low into that chair pose again. Now we cross right over left, knee over knee. Sit low enough to get your right toes down and then sweep your arms behind you. A little bit of fierceness in the elbows. Straighten the arms, lift them higher. You feel your back of your arms, you feel your upper back strong. Keep widening your collarbones, looking forward. And then sit in a little deeper. Right hip back, left hip forward. Feel the bottom leg push up and the top one push down. Let them squeeze and integrate into each other. Now slowly the arms sweep back up. As you come up, you gotta disintegrate, right? You gotta separate those legs. Pull the right knee back up to the belly. Find your place and then time it slowly. So the hands come down the same time your foot touches down on the ground. Inhale, both arms reach. That was beautiful. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen, look forward. Let's go to plank and hold this time. Stay in your upper push-up position. We're gonna roll to our right side. Roll to the right, left arm goes up to the sky. See if you can open the chest wide here. Lift your hips and your ribs a little bit higher. Keep looking up at your left thumb. Nicely done, everyone. Return to plank. Switch it to the other side. Find the center, lift up. Beautiful, head back a little bit so you feel the chest wide open. And then return to plank and lower. Take your time, lower down slow. Inhaling through your Cobra Pose and taking it back into downward facing dog. Give yourself 2 more breaths. Settle into what's familiar and see if you can explore it. Somehow the pose continues to evolve. The tension starts to leave. You find access to new places. All right. Go ahead and walk your hands back to your feet. Your feet should stay hip distance apart. You find yourself at the back of the mat. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Now a chair pose with the feet apart. Sit back. Yeah, similar to where we started, but a little more intensity than that first one. Hands come to heart center. Good. Don't be afraid to sit back a little deeper. Now twist right elbow inside right knee. Think about that. Right elbow inside right knee. Right elbow in. Yeah, look how many of us have habits. Right elbow. Yeah, right elbow inside right knee. Feel the knee push in and the elbow push out until those energies meet. Now if you want to exalt your arms, left arm up to the sky, right arm inside the right ankle. That's it. Now left leg begins to straighten. Yeah, right there. Keep that relationship on that inner right knee. Keep the chest open wide. You're looking beautiful here. Take 1 more breath. Hands return to prayer, both knees soften, and then go into your forward fold. Nicely done. Recover, let the head down. And then we create the same beautiful expression on the other side. Knees begin to bend. We come to our chair pose. Don't rush ahead. Hands to heart. Left elbow inside left knee. Same, right? Don't be afraid to sit back. If you squeeze the outer hips, you might get more access to your waistline. Let's exalt the arms. Right arm up, left arm down. Bring it inside the left ankle. So nice. Now, straightening the right leg. Ooh. Let the chest open a little more. It's okay to make sounds. I love sounds in yoga. That's right. And then hands come together, knees soften. Let yourself fold back in. Good, 1 more time, we'll roll like a rag doll. Take your time coming up. Just want to do a little time check. Perfect. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Walk it out into plank pose. Now, I want you to really give your attention to your hands, your handprints. I want you to open the fingers wide and make good handprints in the mat, and then imagine that your hands could squeeze toward each other even though they don't move. So your chest feels really active. Now integrate your shoulders into your back. Let the shoulder blades move down and flat into your back. Good. Now we're going to tip both of our heels to the right, so the waistline turns, but the chest stays exactly the same. Let your heels drop over to one side, turning just the hips. Keep your chest square to the floor. Keep your gaze at the front edge of the mat. Yes, you've got this. And then slowly, slowly bring the heels back to center and take them to the other side. Some of you did a big dump on the right. Let's do it slow. Get on the inner edges and the outer edges of the feet. So separate the feet a little bit. Use the edges. Yeah. And then slowly return to center. Nicely done. Let's lower down nice and slow. Inhale for Cobra Pose. And then exhale right back to down dog. All right, breathing, expressing any sound that might feel it needs to come out. It could be a soft sigh or a whisper. It could be a moan or a groan. And then nice and easy, come up high on your toes and find your way to a floating tabletop. So maybe we shorten the stance a little bit, bend the knees. The shins hover over the mat. The hands are still squeezing and integrating. Always looking for ways to develop our strength. We hold the poses a little bit longer and we hold them with a little bit more integrity. It feels like your hands want to squeeze the mat together and your feet want to stretch the mat apart. Yes, wake it all up. Take one more breath. And then really gently put the knees down. Good. Right arm forward, left leg back. Get a little bit of spinal balancing here. You feel the right side pulling from the rib cage to the fingertips. You feel the left side pulling from the hip down to the heel, and just go in opposite directions. And then manage it by pulling the belly button into the spine. There's a little push down to rise up here so you're not sinking in your left shoulder or your right hip. Push down a little bit so you rise. Yes. Last breath, and then go ahead and switch. Left arm forward, right leg back. There's no big prize at the end of this. It's just finding that sense of steady and effortless. Some of you look effortful, right? So balance it out. Push down to rise up, lift and reach out, draw the belly in, everything happening equally. That's all we're looking for here. Balance. All right. Release your hand, release your knee. Now, right arm sweeps out to the right. Take it all the way open. Breathe, look up, stretch your chest open. And then we thread the needle. Go ahead and take the right arm behind the left wrist. See if you can get your right shoulder on the mat. Slide it through. Good. You might need to open the knees a little wider or narrower, depending on your proportions. So we want that shoulder on the ground, and then I want you really active through the right arm. Make sure the right palm is facing up so that your fingernails, all 5 of them, are pressing down. Don't worry about your manicure. Yes. We root down into that right hand. Push. Open the hand and push down. And then start lifting the left arm up. So it's important that you feel the tops of both of your shins and your feet. There's this really important attention I'm trying to draw to the rooting down because we're going to start unplugging things, right? So just bear with me here as I take my time through this. We're going to turn the left palm forward and reach the bicep over the ear. So bring yourself forward. You don't want to be in child's pose. You want to be on your knees. Yeah. All right. Now, that palm is going to come down onto the mat, and you're going to grip the ground with your left hand, too. So both hands are important, and rooting. Now, we're going to take that left leg and just step it back. Take a step out, tuck your toes behind you. Notice everything that's touching down on the mat. Hold on to those sensations and slowly start to float your left leg up behind you. You've got it. Use your hands, especially the right one, the right thumb. Yep. Nice job, everybody. Make sure the hand that went over the head is touching the floor, too. Yeah, that one should be gripping the floor. That's why you're falling. This one should be touching this hand up here. Hold the mat. Yep. There you go. Yep. Okay, let's pull it back in. Knee down. Left arm rises. Bring it back into the mat. And then push into the left hand so you can take the right arm all the way open. Open the chest. Open that shoulder. And then return to tabletop. Take a couple of breaths here. Let's start to move through some cat-cow and a little bit of dancing lion. Just a free flow of movement in the joints. Some of you are a little freer flowing than others. This is a moment to really just kind of organically move. So like, don't be afraid of like moving, wiggling, stretching, circling, rounding, arching. Let your head move with you. We've been quite linear through the whole practice, so enjoy the movement. Make sure you go in both directions. Yeah, like big movements, like, yeah, like, yes, exactly, in all directions. There you go. Like, love your body for a moment. Articulate your spine. Feel your shoulders and your hips and your neck and your wrists. Yeah. It's okay to move. We were born to move. That's why we like stretch sensation so much. It's why we like yoga. And we don't need somebody to tell us how to move all the time. All right, come back to your table. Take the left arm, sweep it all the way open to the left. Thread it through behind the right wrist. Shoulder comes down. Now you remember how important it was to ground. Use the back of the left hand. Open all the fingers, even the fingernails, the thumb. Turn your watch around, turn your ring around. Right? That's it. Press into both shins, the tops of both feet, and see if you can keep your balance while you lift your right arm up. Good. That right palm will turn forward, the bicep will come over the ear. Use your fingertips to grip the floor. So fingertips are gripping with the right hand, the left hand's pushing down. Maybe you can extend right leg back. Look, some of you went right up in the air. Good for you. Now, if your balance feels really steady here, I didn't offer it on the first side, but you could actually bend the left knee too, so the foot goes in the air. Both legs could be bent. It looks kind of pretty. There you go. Try bending the top one too. Yeah, lots of ways to express that. Play. Don't take it too seriously. Just be mindful. Let's put the right toes back down. If your left foot's in the air, put it down. Pull your right hand in closer to your chest so you can push into it and you can slide that left arm back out. There we go. Stretch the chest open, breathe. And then the hand returns to the mat and we take another round of that little dancing lion. If you close your eyes and you commit to closing your eyes like everybody else, then you can dance like nobody's watching, right? If you're not checking anyone out and having judgments about it, then you know they all closed their eyes and they did the same. So we can all feel a little more free, a little less inhibited. That's it. Much better on this round. So nice to move organically. Make sure you go in both directions. So if you've been circling and circling in the same direction, just switch. Integrate your breath. And then eventually we settle into that center tabletop pose. Line up your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. We're going to tuck our toes and float the knees for just a few breaths. Hands squeeze, feet spread, just feel it all. Look a little forward. Don't let that head be heavy. Remember how strong you are, how powerful. And then use that source, that power from inside your core and slowly move into your down dog. That's it. Stretch back, create some space. We're going to come through our last vinyasa of the morning. Come forward into plank pose. And then lower yourself down slowly. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. And then please come into a seated position. Sitting in simple crossed legs. Let's just place our hands on our heart. I love to place the left hand right on my chest and then my right hand on top of my left hand. Let both of your hands start to feel into your heartbeat. As you become more still, feel that beautiful breeze across your skin. Let's start to pay attention to the more subtle things. See if you can just watch the relationship between your breath and your heartbeat right now. Notice how many parts of your body expand with your breath. Just let all of the other stuff go. This could be the most important moment of your yoga. A moment of truth, honesty, and connection with yourself. There is a gift in meeting yourself exactly where you are. Let's all take a really long, slow, deep inhalation. Let out that little sigh, that little whisper, that little ah. Then release your hands. Start to reach out to your sides. Go out as far as you can. Reach your fingertips out as far as they'll go. And then press the right hand down as you lift your left one up. That's it. If you're sitting on your heels, you may want to swing your feet around in front. That's it. Now, soften into your right shoulder and into your right elbow and see if you can go in a little deeper. And then give a little push into the right hand so your left hip grounds into the mat. Make that left side body a little longer. Yeah, you know it. Push down and rise up. And then start to look at your right knee and just fold your body toward your right leg. Just kind of fold on the diagonal. Keep reaching out with the left hand. Let it touch down on the floor. Let the chest turn toward the knee. And just let your lower back start to widen. That's it. Keep pushing into your hands so your left sit bone doesn't leave the mat. Keep pushing that left sit bone down and opening up that space around the left kidney. And then with both sit bones grounded, that left arm starts to rise back up. We'll come all the way up until your arms are out like a T. Use the core to recenter yourself, and then drop your fingertips down and gently come over to the other side. Try to stay grounded in the pelvis. Try to create space in the right side body. Left shoulder and left elbow soften so you can go in a little deeper. Keep pushing the left hand into the ground so the right hip stays on the mat. And then turn and gaze at your left knee. Your chest comes down toward your knee and you just kind of melt. Continuing to ground both sit bones. And opening space in the back body. Keep breathing. Check in and make sure both hips are grounded so you can start lifting the right arm. Use your core, pull yourself back up, float both hands out. That's it. And then unfold your legs without using your hands. Just keep your hands off the ground. Just unfold them and then bend both knees, putting the feet flat. Take both arms and reach forward. And then don't let the shoulder blades round forward. Let's pull the shoulder blades back, right? Let them sit flat on your back so the chest can rise and the collarbones can widen. And then pull the belly button in and the tailbone down. And then start to lean back just a little. See if you can float your feet off the ground. Let's touch our toes, ankles, and knees together. Make one leg. And then interlace all of your fingers except for the index. Yep. Now keep the integrity of all of that. You keep feeling the middle and just turn your waistline a little bit to the right. Doesn't take much to get those obliques to grab. Just keep that chest lifted. Keep your breath flowing free. Legs are one. Slow motion. Return to center and over to the other side. Keep squeezing your legs in. Yeah, I love what I see. You guys actually aren't even making such bad faces right now. That's good. Come back to the center. Plant your feet on the ground, but open your arms out like a T. Keep your chest wide open. Don't be afraid to lean back a little. Holding steady. Front ribs down, tailbone down, and then the biceps go to the ears. Make this waist a little bit longer. Lean back just a little bit further. You feel it. It's there. It might start to get a little shaky and ugly. Yeah, when it does, smile. Right? It's that threshold that we cross over that helps us get stronger. Keep lifting your chest, not your shoulders. The shoulders don't want to be up in the ears. Bring the shoulder blades down and the chest up. Open the arms out like a T. That's it. Keep breathing. It's getting better. It's almost over. Slowly, slowly, arms come forward. And then grab your knees and rest your head on your legs. Stay in this nice rounded form, right? The tailbone is tucking, the back is round. I want you to stay like that and roll yourself slowly down. It feels like the rag doll, but it's the reverse, and you roll yourself slowly, one vertebra at a time, until you're down all the way on your back. Take your time. It's going to feel really good when you get that head down on the ground. And now as soon as you do, put the soles of your feet together, let your knees drop open. Let's take our arms up over our heads. And just imagine that any congestion that might have been, like any stagnancy that might have been in the hips or the shoulders, that right now we just air it out. Rest the arms over the head. So your arms aren't up to the sky, they're up over the head, resting on the floor. Put the arms down, Diane. Let your arms down on the yeah. There you go. I couldn't let you stay like that. All right. Now that the body can rest, can you focus a little more on your breathing? Make sure there's movement in the belly button. That the floating ribs, the lowest ribs, widen with the inhalation. So lots of movement today, lots of balance and twisting. This is counter work. This is ease. I know some of you like to drive yourselves hard, but can you also give yourself a little bit of break, right? They're both valuable. Take one more breath right here. And then slowly bring the arms down first. Let them be by your side. And then bring the knees back up to center. Nicely done. Right knee to the belly, give it a little squeeze. Extend your left leg long, straight down the mat. Feel that little bit of push and pull. Let's even flex our feet so that the soles of both feet feel alive. And you can feel the expansion as you push and pull. Let your lower back kind of press into the floor. Now, just slowly slide your left foot over to the right corner of the mat. Yep, take it across. So, left leg went to the right corner of the mat, slide it across, and then we're going to take a spinal twist to the left side. Yep. Wringing it out. This is not one of those twists where we're looking for access to the waistline. We're actually allowing the pose to do the work for you. Your job is to relax into it, to see where you can soften it. Can you not care how deep you go for a moment? And see if you can expand the breath. And slowly bring your head back to center. Bring that right knee back to center. And then please pull both knees right up and into the center. Give yourself a good squeeze. Maybe even rock a little side to side. Tenderness, not perfection. And then hold on to the left one. Give it a good squeeze and extend the right one all the way down. A little push-pull. We're looking for that spinal balancing again. You might even press a little bit of the lower back out into the mat. And then the right leg can slide across to the left corner. Yep, and we take our spinal twist to the other side. Let the hip come around as much as it wants to, and then turn and look to the left. So we gently turn our head. Maybe we even catch a glimpse of our left thumb. And there's nowhere to get to here, just an opportunity to be. We did plenty of deep twisting. The practices that feel the breath the best have a really good balance of integration and disintegration. They are the perfect union of the hard and the soft. They're an opportunity to let go of our obsession with our body and actually go inward. It's tricky. But isn't everything? All right. Let the head come back to center. Draw yourself back to center. Pull the left knee back in. And then the right one comes up to join it. This time, open the knees really wide. A little bit wider than your own ribs, and rock a little side to side here. There's an opportunity for a happy baby pose if you like that kind of thing. Otherwise, just squeeze your knees, open them wide, feel into your lower back, feel into your hips, and just take care of yourself, right? There's just nothing that you have to do. Only stuff you get to do. I love the different variations that I'm seeing. That means it's organic movement. You're starting to trust into your intuition and trust your relationship with your body. That could be the most important thing you get out of your yoga. You know yourself a little bit better. Take one more breath so you can finish whatever it is that you're doing. And then we're going to let both of our legs just go straight up to the sky. I'd like your feet to be about hip distance apart, and try not to have them hovering over your face or your chest. Let the feet literally hover over the hips. So let the tailbone down. And if that becomes really troublesome, like if your legs are shaky and your hips are tired, wedge your fingers under your tailbone. It'll help. You can kind of wedge your fingers right under your tailbone. Otherwise, relax your feet and just let them float there for a moment. The knees can be a little soft. The legs feel heavy, like they're sitting in the hip sockets. It's a variation of legs up the wall, but we don't have walls here in the park. So we just take advantage of this really mild but beautiful inversion. And we let our blood flow out of the legs into the vital organs. And just see if you can let that calm you. Feel your nervous system settle. Feet shouldn't be much wider than your own hips, and the feet should be relaxed. So if your toes are doing anything, let them go. Yeah, I think we're just about there. Take one more breath. Let out that little sigh, that little whisper, and let your knees bend back in toward your chest. And then slowly put the soles of your feet back onto the mat. Both feet touch down. We want to press the soles of the feet down. Bring your arms down by your sides. And then come into one bridge pose. So we're going to push down to rise up. Do it gently. I just want you to open the crease of the hips. There might be a little squeeze on the glutes, but a good press through both feet. A press through the shoulders and the arms. You might feel your chest open up just a little. And then we're really carefully going to articulate the spine one more time, taking the upper back down, then the middle back, then the lower back. Pull the tailbone toward the heels. Once your back is flat, you can lay your legs all the way out for Shavasana. That's it. You have made it to the stillness. First, we notice the stillness of the mat beneath us. Our body becomes like the mat. And then our mind becomes like the body. Just capture this moment while you are so still and you can sense the world moving around you. You feel that little hum of traffic. Everybody else just going about their life, and here you are in the stillness. You know that that is possible anytime, anywhere. You can just say, stop. you can hit the pause button. You can choose to step out of the flow and reconnect with yourself. It's a choice, and it's an important one. And I hope that you do it more often than just what happens at the end of your yoga practice. When you feel ready, you can start to stretch and move a little. And eventually you gather yourself up and come to seated. So I'm going to ask something of you this morning. I don't ask often, but I am going to ask you to Om with a little bit more enthusiasm because my voice is really tired. And I have no idea what's going to come out when I try to make that sound of Om. So I need you guys to drown me out, right? I need you to be louder than me because I'm the only one with a microphone. So collectively come together as a community. And in this moment, I ask you for your support because it's going to sound terrible if it's just me, which it normally is. So we're going to put our hands together at the heart. We're going to fill our lungs. Ready? Deep breath. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Om Peace, Peace, perfect peace. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. May the actions of my life and all of our lives somehow contribute to that happiness and that freedom for all. May we all know peace. May we use our yoga for good. May we walk away from the mat with one little lesson that we could use in our lives. May we still come together as a community and learn again how to trust one another, not be afraid of each other's touch or each other's presence. Remember how much we need each other. We move through this life together, not separately. I thank you for being brave enough to come out and to share this practice in community. I thank you for supporting me in the Om and for having the wherewithal to take care of yourself in this crazy time that we're living in. I thank you all so, so much from the bottom of my heart. Namaste. Namaste, namaste. Really, everybody all around. Mwah. Thank you so, so much. Happy Saturday. Happy, happy Saturday. Do I have any announcements? Just that I have a new studio. That's a big one. It's been open 3 weeks, and everything's going really nicely. There's a lot of space. We're 3 times the size we used to be, so we could spread out and be in like bigger numbers, but safely. There's good ventilation, and I welcome you to come and try a class. It's right in Glades Plaza near the mall. If you know where 2J's and Barbara Katz are, then you can find us. We're right in between the two. We have classes 7 days a week, all different kinds of classes. So check out the schedule, yogajourney.com. I'll send an update as soon as I can for something big. We don't have the next date yet, but you will be the first to know as soon as we figure that out with the city. We're going to have an official big grand opening party on the 30th of January. So if you're interested in coming to celebrate and see the new studio at the end of the month, we're going to do like a celebration of the opening on that Sunday morning. So I'll keep you posted about that too. And yeah, you want my mic back? Okay. I feel him. He's like, take it off. Wait, I didn't get to announce the... One more thing. See, there's always one more thing. If you have a minute, can you grab a table or a chair from the back and help us reset up the patio furniture. The city always asks us to take it down and put it back, so if we could all take one, then it gets done really quickly and not a lot of effort from anyone. Thank you.